All right. I want to play a video for you, and then we'll take it from there. I want to play a video for you. Hold on 1 second. Let me go here. Welcome back. Welcome back to Men of Prestige. We're talking about Men of Prestige. Let me see. Let me find this video. Another one bite the dust. Masculine energy. Masculine men. Masculine men or masculine energy. I'm finding out that they're completely different things. You know, we're finding out that these things are different. But you know, we'll be unpacking it as we get to it. Unpacking. Let me see if I can find this video. So I was watching a video over the weekend, and basically this man, you know, there's a video I used to play here back in the days when I first started, right? And that video demonstrates how these things play out. Let me see. All right, hold on 1 second. There you go. All right, so this video, there's this podcast called the Saucecast, Valuetainment Money, and they tend to talk a lot about, you know, women. They claim that they're teaching men how to, you know, put their eyes on the bag, you know, keep their eyes on the bag, get to the bag, you know, but also learn how to do relationships. So I'm gonna play a short video really quickly from there, and then we'll talk really quickly. But before I get to that, right, there's a video I used to play here. I still have it here somewhere. Okay, yeah, this video right here. Check it out.
Hey! Hey! Yo! Help me, nigga! Help me! What's wrong with you, nigga? Come on! Where my glasses? Get off of me before I drop your goofy ass again. Now beat that, bitch ass nigga. Pay for this shit. Hurry up.
No,
Pay for that shit and hurry up before I drop your ass again. Touch me, get on
Yo,
the drop.
stop video for they
Quit
help
touching
me. You got my key.
Quit touching.
All right, that video right there. So there's this dynamics. I don't like bringing the masculine feminine energy into conversations, because these days everybody's definition of what that is just all over the place. You know, it's quite messy, and you know, I don't know what's going on. So I'm really starting to stay away from it. I have my understanding of what the masculine energy and the feminine energy is, but we'll see. You know, as I see people talk about it, I'll bring it in. But I don't think we can really talk about masculine energy without talking about feminine energy. You can't just look at a situation. There's no sexual polarity involved in the conversation, and you just start calling people masculine or feminine. Like, for example, a lot of men will see a certain woman's behavior, they call it masculine energy. Like, what do you mean with respect to what? What is there any kind of sexual polarity goal here? Wow, we're talking about that, right? As opposed to addressing the issue at hand, they just bring it. Sometimes they call men feminine, you know. I think we're all wrong. Okay, if there's no goals of sexual polarity, is useless, you know. They come to size the wife. Do you mean like the wedding? When they come to the wedding, that's what they come there to do. Wow. But anyway, let me go back to this video really quickly. Let's talk about it. Hold on 1 second. Scroll it back a little bit.
You can find me down in Miami. I am a tattoo artist. I'm one of the best
Skip
in Miami,
back.
so you can come see me. Tattooed by Tessa.
There you go, right here.
Well said. MLD, last take.
I don't want a traumatized woman in my life.
What's the first thing he said? I don't want to traumatize women in my life. Did you hear what he said? Let me know if the audio is working fine. Can you hear that? He doesn't want to traumatize women in his life, right? But let's see what happens after this.
I don't want any history of trauma. I've dealt with those kind of fucking nutbags, and I don't ever want to deal with it ever again. I want to deal with a normal, mentally stable, healthy woman. So
You think you're normal? Exactly.
Uh-oh. What did I say about feminine men, right? If you find yourself in a situation where sexual polarity is playing a role, you might just create a masculine woman. Now, here's the thing. I know the way I just said that sound like it's your fault. No, it's not your fault. It's just the way things work, right? If you get caught up in your feminine energy, the women around you may just become masculine. It's not a deliberate thing, right? Maybe it's not a deliberate thing that you're caught up in your feminine energy either. What I'm saying is that some kind of equilibrium must be achieved, right? It's always some kind of ecosystem going on, a balance. Well, if you don't, it's like somebody kicking against change. It's either there will be change or you will change, or you will change. It's something. Something will create the balance, right? No, a balance is undefeated. The balance is like the truth, the actual truth, not the one you say. And it's undefeated. It's like the results you're creating, right? The results you're creating right now, hey, either you admit it or not, they are basically your responsibility, right? With respect to engaging your power, right? So what happened before this was that he was giving some honest opinion, something they might consider the truth, right? Let's see what happens.
Exactly.
In what sense?
Well, do you think you have help?
Deal with it ever again. I want to deal with a normal.
So before this, they were talking about when a woman brings trauma to the table, it's not necessarily always a bad thing. The conversation is not about that being a bad thing. It's about understanding that every human being will come to the table with some kind of what you might consider trauma. Maybe trauma is the wrong word. The point is that they have stories, right? They might have some hurt, some pain, right? It's not about the semantics. It's about they come to the table with certain things that when you rub it off of your own, it might not create the exact result you're looking for, or it might create challenges. Challenges is not always a bad thing, right? It might create challenges that you have to navigate. And if you don't know how to navigate, you find yourself inside what? You find yourself inside you know what time it is. Inside the poro. Listen, it's not necessarily your fault. It's just the way the world moves, right? So that's what they were talking about. They were talking about, hey, when somebody brings whatever you consider trauma to the table, don't be so quick to judge. It might not be a bad thing. It's not even about that. It's about understanding that everybody brings something to the table. Oftentimes, it's the way you respond to it that will turn it to either a good or a bad thing. It's basically the outcome. The outcome you create from how you respond is the only thing that you can authentically call bad or good. But he's basically pushing against that. He's saying, you know what? No. I need a normal. Thank you, Mary. We're talking about baggages. I need a normal human being. Basically, what he's saying is looking for a perfect human being who brings no baggages to the table. And this is why you have a lot of men having unrealistic expectations today, women alike. Okay, that's what's going on. Okay, but let's keep going.
Mentally stable, healthy woman. So
You think you're normal? Exactly.
in what sense?
That's a sign language right there. Essentially, she's attempting to insult him. Okay, maybe not insult, shame him into admitting. Well, here's the thing with a lot of these people, either men or women, once they've made up their mind, it's probably you're probably not going to be able to change their mind. Okay, the best you can do with them is create awesome content out of the conversation. Okay, the next best thing you can do is other people will listen to the conversation and learn one or two things, right? But the idea that you're going to change their mind is highly unlikely, very unlikely. Let's keep going.
Well, do you think you have healthy habits?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Weren't you the same one who like fat shamed me like last week or so?
I don't know.
Do you think that's normal from a man, from a stranger to fat shame somebody?
He was fat shaming last week. He's already forgotten. He's forgotten. She could have asked him what he meant by normal woman. She could have heard his own idea first. Well, let's be honest, okay? They're going somewhere here right now, okay? This video, to be fair, I scrolled in all the way to 1 hour and 51 minutes in. I watched the whole thing, but I'm picking out the part that we can learn something from. So they had like a backstory even beyond this live stream, right? And she's talking about it right now, and she was coming from a place of, she was already offended by this guy, right? So she wasn't trying to have a conversation. She's trying to call him out. Precisely. You're about to watch that happen right now.
I don't remember. Did I call you fat?
Okay.
Don't do that. You know where you were in the chat. You knew you were in the chat. Don't do that on camera.
Well,
I don't know.
First lesson, women don't forget anything, especially if you're in a romantic relationship with them, okay? But regardless, okay, it's very hard. They don't forget if they are hurt. Not just women. Let me tell you something. People don't forget how you make them feel, even if they don't remember the detail, right? They don't forget how you make them feel. They might not be able to express it in words. You might find yourself saying, tell me exactly what I did. Tell me what I did. And they might not be able to express it. You might say, well, that's their business. Well, you will collect woto exactly like what's about to happen right now. Listen. I keep telling you, people don't forget how you make them feel. They might not be able to put it into exact words, but that doesn't mean you're not going to collect. All right, let's continue. Sorry.
No.
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't do that,
You have a
MLD, because
strange
you were
way
in
of,
the
like-
chat with your checkmark name doing that.
What was I
own
saying?
up. Listen, it's okay if you want to do those things, but
Yeah.
own up to what you do.
What was I
I
saying?
mean, women are apparently like CEO of not taking accountability, but I mean, I guess you should change your pronouns because I'd say you're kind of in the same bracket when it comes to that.
What?
All right, I'll get right on that.
She said, change your pronoun. What is that? An insult. That means, hey, you're acting like a woman. She's not only insulting him, she's insulting all women slightly, right? Okay, let's not worry about that, right? But she's trying to insult him, but she was trying to land it softly, like soft landing, right? But is he catching it? I think he already knows where this is going. He has a look on his face right now, right? But let's keep going. Not to say it's because of Ola's show. I always ask what you mean, because I come to understand people have different ideas of stuff like trauma, masculine woman, feminine. Exactly.
And that's not masculine energy.
Just
masculine energy
High value man. Remember, I told you that.
She said that's not a masculine energy. Why are these women looking for masculine energy? This is not your husband. Why are you looking for masculine energy, right? Why? I'll tell you why. Because men have been calling women masculine, right? Okay, let's be fair to men. It's not always men's fault, okay? Women will tell you you're supposed to be they've always done that. You tell you you're supposed to be a man, okay? If you act out of place, out of order, aka misplaced feminine energy, they might not say these exact words. They might not call you feminine. They might say, hey, you're supposed to be a man. And you might find yourself arguing with a woman that, what do you mean a man? Well, how is a woman going to teach me how to be a man? Well, oh God, it's too late. You're already collecting woto. It's yeah. It's already too late. It's actually the more you argue with that situation, with your destiny, the worse it's gonna get. Let's watch it in real time.
People horse either. I'm just saying. I mean, women can't handle criticism. I took that like a champ. That's fine.
He was in the chat during the previous live stream calling this woman fat. Okay, the lady in black, to your left. She was calling her fat, 40 pounds overweight or something, and he's here denying it with a verified account. You could see in the chat that he's a big YouTuber too. Well, fairly big, like larger than my platform here, right? So they know who he was, right? But he's here to say, yeah, I said that. He said, like, people can at least respect if you own it with your full chest, right? But why wouldn't he say, oh, why is he trying to deny it, right? Maybe because it wasn't real. Maybe because people are, again, fake masculinity all over the place. If your masculinity is just your mouth, you will collect like this. It's going to, if it's just your mouth, if this is not real, people can detect. They can smell it. People can smell BS. Okay? We are spirits. We have incredible radar for bullshit. We can smell it no matter how loud you think you are. Trying to emphasize. Okay? Trying to emphasize this masculine thing. If it's not real, the person that's telling you it's not real may not be able to tell you in words. But the way they respond to you will pretty much tell you everything you need to know. Maybe they're actually wrong about the masculine feminine thing. Bottom line is that the outcome you're creating, the result you're creating, they're all yours. All yours. Let's continue.
I'll take that, but I think you yourself as a man should probably work on that instead of saying that I don't want to traumatize women, because it definitely shows that
I don't want to traumatize women.
We don't want to traumatize men either. That's the thing. So that's why it's easier to go to Japan and find the konnichiwa type of girl, because they're not going to debate with you. That's the problem.
That's right. They're just robotic female slaves in Japan. They have no personalities. They just say konnichiwa.
Yeah, sumisane, all that shit that you like. It's evident that you're used to women.
So his response is condescending in nature, right? Now she's with her full chest ready to insult this man right now, but his response is a little condescending here and there, and joking around. But the body language says everything. I mean, what does this body language tell you?
Who don't check you when you're being irrational and way out of place.
Thanks for the whole synopsis on the.
Yeah, why is he doing like that? Right? This body language to me spell nervousness. Okay, it smells. Oops. I got caught, right? Let me just support myself. Like he's actually literally supporting himself internally because he looks like I'm about to get roasted by women on a stage. This is not my show. I can't just say anything anyhow, right? I'm about to get roasted. That's what the body language is telling me. But let's see if that's what happens.
37 years of my
life.
It
shows.
Well,
age really doesn't mean to a lot of people.
Yeah,
it shows. Like you could be. My grandma's 80 years old and still drives like shit. It doesn't matter how old you are. So I would have to say, you sound like somebody who really looks down on women with the way that. I mean, you even made a whole hit piece on that. I think that's weird.
I didn't make a hit piece on her.
This guy, you should really change your pronouns because.
So he made a hit piece on her. I believe her. I haven't seen it, but they're trying to say something here. Maybe they're wrong, right? Again, if somebody comes to me and say I made a hit piece on them, I'm like, what do you mean? Not to. I was like, what do you mean? A hit piece? That's weird. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's keep going.
I could see that's not your best trait to actually own up to what you do, and I think that's really disgusting.
Why don't you sit in your masculine energy and maybe just apologize for what you said?
See, this is why I said this is men's fault. Everybody's just throwing the word masculine, feminine all over the place. Sitting your masculine, it's just confusing because a lot of people using these terminologies, they don't know what it means. Maybe they do, but we're all confused.
I think that's very masculine. I think that's a great way because I feel like, number one, in a war...
If you have to teach people how to be feminine or masculine, it won't work. It's already too late. It's too late. It's too late.
Everyone thinks they're right?
Yes.
So I think that right now is a great opportunity for you to show that men can be masculine.
It's too late.
And have feelings and can also regress and think...
Whatever she means by masculine is too late. It's not going to happen. Right? I'm not even saying she's right. Okay? Whatever she means or she meant by masculine, it's not about to happen right now. It's actually going to get worse. Okay, it's going to go in the direct opposite direction of whatever she's asking for. It's the same thing when you're asking a woman to be feminine. If you have to ask her to be feminine, it's too late. The more you keep yarning and misplaining and mansplaining and shalaye about that, the worse it gets. The worse it gets. It's energy. It flows. It always flows in the appropriate direction. No matter how much you try to force it.
About what they said. Maybe in the moment you said it because you got excited or whatever and you were just in this phase of yours, but I think sitting here in front of her, you're talking about that you want this wife and this submissive person and all of this, but where's your respect towards women?
Yes.
And don't you run like an entire male empowerment thing? Like I think that's important that people look up to you. And you know what's funny? I actually subscribed to you prior to you doing that. I thought that was so out of pocket. And I was like, wow, like people like you, respectfully to anyone that's listening. This is why I stepped out of the red pill space, because you guys are so quick to demonize women in the West. But mind you, all of these girls have been working since we were old enough to work. A lot of us have to retire our families. But instead of people seeing that, you guys demonize women for masculine traits when we're also working just like you. And I don't expect respect, but like there was no beef and it was so unnecessary. And I think that's accountability that some people should take, but to each their own.
Yes.
It's not going to happen today.
What are you upset that I called you fat?
This is upset? This is upset?
Clearly.
He said, what are you upset that I called you fat? No. It's not. It's because you called her thin and slender.
This is addressing.
Well, why don't you want to own up to what you said, though? Why are you denying?
What was it that was said?
And if anything, we're kind of built the same, which is funny, dude.
She said we're built the
Man,
same.
You can't be sitting there acting like we're like, oh, and I'm like, dude, honestly, that's so out of pocket in so many ways.
Well, how about this? Yeah, this came out of left field, but I don't know. I'm like tuned in right now. Like,
Yeah,
well,
but
I didn't know
let
this was
him
happening on my
own up,
show, but
let
here
him
we go.
own up to what was
Here we go.
said and let him clear the
Who looks more upset, him or her? I'm curious. You know, who looks more upset, him or her?
All
If we
good.
misinterpreted,
Ladies, hold on.
if we didn't
All right.
understand, let him
So
clear the air.
guys, let me just host a show for a second. You're upset because why?
All right. Interesting so far. Again, we're talking about the masculine, feminine energy thing. Is that something that we really need to be bringing into this conversation? There's conflict. Conflict is real. It's any kind of collaborative efforts in life will bring conflict. Is this really unrealistic expectations at best? Let's get back to it.
Listen, criticism, sure, but be real and own up to whatever mistake you make. Because again, you are leading whatever.
What did I say? What is so upsetting? I don't get it. Why didn't you talk to me?
You
Is
don't
this
know
chick
what
supposed
you
to be
do?
attractive?
Why
You
didn't
do all
you-
this content and you comment all these things, but you don't remember what you do. But you
You
have
would think like once he gets the clarity, like, hey, I called you fat, I apologize. I didn't know you personally. I was just making another point entirely. It wasn't personal, right? This would be ideal, right? Once we get to that point where he gets the clarity. Let's see if that happens.
of all the comments to be made.
No, it's okay. I'll just endure this like I should in an abusive relationship.
What she just said, there was another video of this gentleman a few days ago that was going viral, where he literally was suggesting that people in abusive relationships should stay and endure if it's a marriage. She just brought it up. They don't forget. They will bring it up. Okay? And that's okay. As long as you can own it with your full chest and you can back up whatever you said. But when you can't back up what you said, when you're put in certain positions, you're just as good or bad or worse or whatever as the rest of us. You probably run your mouth too much. You probably just talk too much. Okay? Let's keep going.
Okay, so MLD, what do you recall of this?
I'm still waiting for that. Like,
No, dude, you were on a video that went viral last week saying that people in an abusive relationship, something to that effect, should stay because they're committed to the marriage. You said that. There's not. Just say you said that. Like, Jesus Christ. Remember, it's not about masculine or feminine. Just say you said what you said, right?
I don't get it. What was said that made you so upset?
This is the problem. So if we reverse the roles, if a woman addressed this, you're
Sorry,
like, you're
just
being
not
emotional.
gonna answer the question.
There is nothing. I've
Why
said
don't
it like
you
5
answer the
times.
question?
I'm asking the question. Well, why are you so mad?
This is
She's
mad.
already said it.
Because
What do you-
what?
Fine.
What do you
Twice.
do?
He said,
She said you called her fat. She said you were also on another video. All right. He didn't do anything. Again, people are always trying to blame men. He didn't do anything wrong so far. They need to be clear. He needs them to be clear. Let's go.
you're saying that he called you fat and you're addressing
So
it.
just take accountability for it. Like, oh my bad, I was probably
Because
just
he's
slurring
talking
on
about
Hennessy.
women that they have to
They're
do
kind of all over the
XYZ and all
place.
this what they have to do,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't, treat women badly because they have to submit to you. And in Tokyo or whatever, they're so feminine and this and that. But it's here, you come here.
So they are more feminine in Tokyo, but I don't know what he's in the United States trying to sell. But somehow we always hear on the YouTube, everywhere else outside of the West, United States, Canada, UK, Australia, everywhere else, women are just feminine, whatever the F that means. But let's keep going.
And when there's women are making valid points and there are respectable women, you come in the chat and you fat shame, or you go and make pieces about people, or whatever it is that you want to do. At the end of the day, all that's being said is that
What would have been best here is for them to play the clip of where he made some kind of hit piece on them. I'm sure he did. Like, this is what they do. But it would have been perfect because, again, when people are quote unquote in their feminine energy, it's chaotic, it's all over the place. If you don't pinpoint, right, it's probably not going to work. By the way, after you pinpoint, they're still going to deny, because they can't really own anything with their full chest. Let's keep going.
listen, if you're gonna do those things, own up to it and then make your point about it. If you're gonna do these things and you're not gonna own up to it, and you're then what's the point? You're just what, bullying people?
What's up with, like, there's no integrity
Content
in what
creation,
you stand on.
that's
Like,
all.
nowadays, like, you're running a space where men stand on principles and honor, but like, you see someone's face and you completely dismiss the fact that that was disgusting. Like, disgusting. We're not in a Call of Duty lobby. Like, I don't know you. it wasn't like I've said something to you. I said anything to you. I've stepped out of the combative space of the red pill stuff because of guys like you. And you prove my point to it. It's like, I don't know you. You don't have to do that, and that's fine. It's fine if I said, like, you're not my preference. I've never attacked you before.
Right.
I'm
Again,
still waiting for what made you upset.
it's okay. Right now, we're gonna call you the delusional girl.
All right, how about I just?
And we can just stick
you want
to
to just
that.
leave because this is retarded.
No, I will.
Why would you leave,
You're
though?
upset.
Dismissive, right? Now it's easy to blame these girls for just yarning all kind of dust and never really getting to the point. That's the easy part, right? He's acting like he's listening. He's not listening. He's butthurt. He's butthurt. Okay, and he can't really engage a conversation, right? And go find it. Shout out to Valuetainment Money. Go find it and watch everything from beginning to the end. A lot of the conversation is basically, as usual, throwing women under the bus with no real substance to the conversation. Okay, women are not perfect. Okay, they need to be held accountable in many respects on the general scales. Okay, but if all you want to do is just say if fat is 40 pounds overweight and you want to compare them, kind of like how you compare your wives to other type of women, and you expect to create good results out of that, even men, we don't like to be compared like that. Nothing good comes out of comparing people. Okay, nothing. Comparing people to another people, you're going to provoke their insecurities. Nothing good is going to come out of it. But that's too much. That's too. But for those of you that get it, you know what I'm talking about. There are better methods to hold people accountable, to get people to behave a little bit better. You know, outside of comparing them to other groups of people. It just doesn't work. I mean, look around you. It just doesn't work, okay? Unless they've engaged the value system that you're talking about. The value system. They've subscribed to it. They've said, you know what? I agree with that. We agree as a society we're going to go by these standards, this moral standard. But when you are preaching moral standards to people that haven't really agreed to the moral standard, you are better off talking to a wall, basically.
Why would you leave? You literally are. You're an example.
Can
for
somebody
men.
tell me what
You're
I
an
said that everybody's so
example for
upset
men.
about?
Hey,
That
Maddie,
you're
love.
waiting on?
Content
What was the
for it.
example that, just to be clear?
I'll do the three. Was it three? Nah, I'm pretty sure it was. Is this chick supposed to be attractive? 1, 2.
This is what he sent into a chat. People do look at the chat, okay? If you're offensive in the chat, they look at the chat, okay? If whatever you say in the chat, feel free to say it, but you have to own it with your full chest. Especially if you're going to end up on the same stage in the same arena with people. If you're a troll, knock yourself out. You can do whatever you want. That's why you're called a troll. But if you know that you have to face these people, it just doesn't look good to not be able to own what you said.
Oh, she's 40 pounds too heavy.
Yep.
XYZ, something about weight.
Wait, is that a compliment? She's 40 pounds too heavy, right? Let's break that down. Is that a compliment? Does that sound like a compliment to you? Right? No, but it's the truth. Why can't we just tell them the truth? We're still gonna have more conversation around that true stuff today, right? Right? It's the truth. Why can't we just tell them the truth? Right? Is that a compliment? Right? Now, is 40 pounds too heavy? In the society we live in, is that a compliment? Right?
I wouldn't listen to her. Like, you just went on a.
Let me go back.
I was like,
How do you?
Sure, it was. Is this chick supposed to be
First
attractive?
of all, to me, she looks attractive, but again, that's just my cup of tea, right? If she doesn't look attractive, maybe I should shut up, right? Second of all, 40 pounds too heavy. Let's keep going.
1, 2, she's 40 pounds too heavy.
Yep.
XYZ, something about weight. I wouldn't listen to her. Like, you just went on a rant. It was like.
How do you know that was him though?
Because it was his name with the check mark in the
Do you
chat.
recall doing that?
I guess so.
I guess, come on, man. You can own that now. Alpha. You can own that. Chia, we're just getting started. All right. Hey, babe. What's up? I'm live, okay? Yeah. You can own it with your full chest. Shout out to Mary, Truly, Madly Kids from Facebook. Please do me a favor, hit that like button and share it. I know you already hit the like button, but please share it. We're trying to blow up on Facebook, okay? And we need you to help us over there. Thank you so much. He has exposed what he will bring to the table. Wahala. Let's keep going.
Oh,
Okay,
you're
so
mad.
now you recall.
You're mad because I said you're
But you
40
see-
pounds overweight. I'm on every chat. I'm in Fresh and Fit. You know how it is when you're a streamer. You're in all these chats. I did like 6 shows in the last 6 days.
So just
now he's doing shalaye.
Wait, I don't.
Oh, no. So I'm not. So first of all, I'm not a piece of
Excuses.
shit.
You don't
So
think
don't
that's
talk to
piece
me
of
like
shit
that.
behavior?
Okay. Don't.
All right. So when a woman have to call you a piece of shit, there are some disrespectful women out there, but usually you probably earned it. I'm sorry, gentlemen, you earned it. Okay. If you got called a piece of shit, especially if they repeat it, right? Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. They haven't repeated it yet. Let's keep going.
No. So I'm not. So first of all, I'm not chat. I'm in Fresh and Fit. You know how it is when you're a streamer. You're in all these chats. I did like 6 shows in the last 6 days.
So just say sorry.
So just own up to being a piece of shit.
No. So I'm not. So first of all, I'm not a piece of shit.
You don't
So
think
talk
that's
to
piece
me
of
like
shit
that.
behavior?
Okay. Don't talk to me like that. All right.
I see you're
Secondly,
upset.
all right.
She said, I see you're upset. I see you're upset.
I said what I said. I do think maybe you were 40 pounds overweight.
Sure.
So what's wrong with that?
We can match each other's energy. All I had to say was you need to like own up to your shit because it's
Why
weird
did it
that
take
you
you so
say-
long?
Yeah, after like pulling teeth. Are you good?
No, after you talking over me and freaking
This was
trauma
all-
dump.
Now he's like around you, like it's like what's the English of around you? Like it's nervous, it's red. That's not masculine. Okay. That's my stance. They were right. Okay. They were absolutely right.
Dumping
Did I say
live
that?
on
I
the
don't know what I said.
show.
See what I
you
said? I don't
pick
know what
these
you know what I
words
said.
and like you throw them on people. But if I
At
if
best,
I
he's
acted
nervous.
the way you act, you would demonize me. If I literally attacked you the way you attacked me, if I said the things that's disrespectful. If another man said the shit that you said to me, oh, that's fighting words. But yet a woman says it to you, oh, she's being dramatic, she's masculine, she's emotional. But
I didn't call you any of those
where's
things.
the vein coming up?
Well, here's the thing. Being masculine or feminine is not a crime. I keep telling you that. Either as a man or a woman. Being masculine is not synonymous to being a male person. Okay. Being feminine is not synonymous to being a female person. Our social construct obviously attributes a lot of masculine energy, masculine behavior to the male, and vice the other way around. Female, feminine behavior, feminine energy towards the female. But it's more so a social construct than anything else. I mean, we're so far gone in that direction that you can feel free to call it nature, okay? But with regards to how we show up in a conflict, right? With regards to the energy, where the feminine energy flows, the masculine energy flows, it's not a crime. Whichever way you find yourself, okay? It's not really a crime. It's just understanding that certain masculine energy in certain spaces will destroy sexual polarity, right? Will basically make you unattractive to each other, right? So, yes, a woman who is coming off as masculine is not attractive to a typical man. A man who is coming off as feminine, misplaced feminine energy, is not attractive to a typical woman. She can't feel safe. She can't feel secure because that energy is supposed to bring security, supposed safety, order, right? Feminine energy is beautiful. In fact, if you try the idea of structure, safety, security around it, with respect to that, is a chaos. It's chaos, okay? But it's beautiful. We are attracted to it, and the two together create sexual polarity. But again, I think most people should stop talking about it altogether. I spell it out because I just want you to have an idea of where it's coming from. Where somebody, if you're a man and somebody calls you feminine, there's a good chance that you're acting out of place and you lost control of your emotions, right? And does that mean women are accepted to lose their control of their emotions? That's not what it means. It's just that the society we live in is almost more like more closer to a realistic expectation, right? Like, oh, if a woman is upset, she's upset. It's you're gonna have to bring some kind of safety, security, order into that situation to create sexual polarity. You can't just throw the term masculine, feminine energy around without at least please reference what's the sexual polarity you're trying to create here, or at least what polarity are you trying to create here, right? If everybody's all over the place, I think it's all fair games. If you attract a feminine man, it's fair games. If you attract a masculine woman, it's fair games. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. It is what it is, But let's keep going.
out of my neck that I'm so triggered right now that, oh, she's mad. I think it's disgusting that you act that way. It's so like unattractive and not manly, but yet you sit here and shame women. Oh, I can't wait to go back to Japan. I just think there again, you're leading a bunch of cows to follow you and you're like, yeah, this is how men should act. That's not how men in my family and in my life act, and it's so unattractive. You think that's normal. So you are part of
what's up, Ekene? Good to see you, man.
Okay. So let's try to put a silver lining to this thing. This came out.
Christ.
How should he have acted? In your opinion?
How should
In
fantasies?
the green room, all you had to do was say, hey, no hard feelings. I was just on the little juice a little bit. I was tripping. My bad. I would have been like, all right, bro. Like, all fair is word. That's
He won't
fine.
do that.
I would have dropped it. But
He
the
won't
fact
do
that
that.
you walk in the room, you don't address it. You sit here. It's like awkward. And I'm like, this is how, again, people like you want women to submit.
Well, he probably didn't expect that I was going to be in the same room on the show, same show with you. Again, it's all fair games because again, if you get on the show on a panel as a woman and you are expecting a 100% masculine man, he's not trying to sleep with you. That's probably unrealistic expectations. You know, whatever behavior is attracted from you, he earned it. There's no question about it. Okay, but however, it's unrealistic expectations to be on a panel and expect him to just admit, you know. Remember, I keep telling you, it's pride and unrealistic expectations everywhere. That's really the main causes of all of this conflict. Not particularly the conflict. Conflict is natural when you have collaborative effort between human beings. But not being able to address, not being able to resolve this conflict is, yeah, it's unrealistic expectations and pride. You can't resolve conflict if you have pride. Let's go
to this garbage nonsense, and then you're, well, women are not submissive. Why would I submit to that type of activity? But again, this is showbiz. That's fine.
You're totally
exactly.
That. I'll give you
the showbiz.
You know,
I didn't even know who she is when I was in the waiting room.
Stop the cap.
Oh my god.
Yeah, stop the cap. Oh Lord, he can't help himself.
Stop the cap.
He can't help himself. This is, you earned it.
Why the fuck you lying?
You earned it. You earned whatever you find yourself in. The question now is that, can you respond appropriately? Can you get yourself out of it? Let's see if he's able to get himself out of it.
You are meant for the camera, my friend. You are something else. You don't know who she was when you were in the chat?
No.
No.
In the camera,
Well,
in the back room?
Maybe she didn't, but they clearly don't believe him, right? They don't believe him, right? Maybe they don't believe him, right? What do you do with they don't believe me, right? It's not about they're lying. They're lying. Listen, it doesn't matter if they're lying or not. They don't believe you. What can you do with that situation? It's a very tough one. It's easy to listen. I know what you're about to do when you find somebody lying. They're lying. But what would you do with that situation if you still find yourself in that situation and you have to be there, kind of like you can't escape? It's like you're stuck there because he's stuck right now. He would like to fly away from that situation right now, but it's not happening.
No, it's okay.
all right. Well, how about this?
Oh my god.
Is there anything you would like to take back or apologize? Whatever you want.
No, not
Of course
after
not.
being treated like that.
Pride now, your mates. Apologize for waiting.
Absolutely not. I'm not gonna be talked down to by like some child that has no decency to communicate with me in a respectful manner.
It starts with you. What?
Okay.
People mimic the level of self-respect you have for yourself. They do. It's true. Look around you, okay? They mimic the level of self-respect you have for yourself. In the short term, I could be wrong. There are some disrespectful people out there, right? But over time, on a consistent basis, that's you, bro. Okay.
And leads a relationship like that. You don't even have to be
talking
a general
about that.
space.
You guys.
Oh no, but it's not really a relationship. It's a panel. Remember what I said a few minutes ago? No. Stop the cap. Okay. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
This is what you would do in a relationship. Yeah, we're not that good, okay? We have patterns, okay? For the most part, we have patterns. How you behave in certain areas is how you behave in other areas of life. No, but it's public. You don't really know this, but no. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
No.
You guys are better than me. You win. Cool. Next question, please.
Amazing.
Dismissive. You guys are better than me. Yeah, cool. You know, dismissive. That's easy to do when you're caught up in your emotions. But the worst part about that is that you're not willing to admit that you were caught up in your emotions. He's red in the face.
Anyway,
she's not talking down to you. She's
you guys good?
She's confirming that's all.
You guys good? All right. I had like 3 more topics to get to.
Somebody is smiling. The other person is not smiling. Maybe they're all faking it. Who knows, right? But what you just saw is real.
I'm sitting in the middle of this like, holy shit. Anyway, I hope you guys at least after the show can hug it out. I don't know if that's possible.
This one needs to get slapped.
Okay, we got to get you on. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this last segment. This came out of nowhere. This is live TV, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't expect that happening. But I hope you guys genuinely can figure this out after the show. No hard feelings. Understand where you're at. Understand where you're at. Natalia.
Shut up.
Final super chats. Let's get some winners and we'll go to the happy ending and we got to wrap up for today.
Okay, so I will
hit the like button, I beg. Hit the like button.
Let's see where to start. I'll start with the one on my screen right here. Being Cheeks, I never subbed to Angela or MLD, but Angela got my vote for the rose. Typical red pill guys never take accountability for the same way OnlyFans girls in their future. Then we have this
well,
one.
anyone that's caught up in their emotions, they can't hold themselves accountable. Okay, they can't. They just can't. Okay, because they're caught up in their emotions. They're actively trying to be right. They're obsessed with being right, and they can't save themselves until that they have to finish that. They have to finish that course. Okay, and they have to hit that rock bottom, whoever that is, right? Before they can wait. It's not working. It's not working, right? That's true for all of us, you know. As soon as you can, the more you engage with this kind of conversations, the more you can catch yourself. Once you find yourself in a situation that it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere good, you just stop. You stop all type of shalaye, mansplaining. You stop it, because I promise you, if you stop, heaven is not going to fall out of the skies. I promise you. But your emotions are not able to tell you that. The emotions will basically tell you that, if you don't save yourself, you're ending up in hellfire right now if you're not right, right? It's the same reason why people end up in toxic arguments. You can't win. Nobody wins in an argument. If you haven't read the book, How to Influence Friends and Win, How to Win and Influence Friends by Dale Carnegie, go read that book. It's a very good book to teach you this. Nobody wins in an argument. Promise you, okay? Nobody wins, okay? You might win the argument in the moment, short term, but you have another person resenting you, you didn't win, okay? Now, if it's a situation you don't care, like you absolutely don't care, sure, but you're probably short-sighted if you think you don't care, okay? You're probably short-sighted. Let's keep going.
One, Being Cheeks, have more enthusiasm reading the chat. I will. Then we have Full We Todd. Divorce is actually worse than average men. They end up lying in their cars and sitting on earth for men at 40. Self-destruction. Sorry, it was a little blurry when I took a picture. Then we have Redo.
Hold on,
Destiny.
guys. As we're doing this, production team, real quick. I know we're wrapping up. MLD literally has to go. He's not walking off. No. He said at 6 o'clock he needed to hard out at 6 o'clock.
He's walking off.
MLD, final words before you run off. I don't want to go out like this.
He's walking off.
Anything you would like to say before you do?
I got nothing to say.
Oh, come on, man.
My point.
Oh, butt hurts. Oh my God.
Joey,
oh Lord.
Let's make sure he gets out safely.
Damn, man.
Wow.
Oh,
anyway.
man.
And we're the ones that get our period.
Guys, I'm just listen, for the record, just so everyone's on the same page here, me and MLD are...
This one need to collect another slap. He Listen, when your butt hurts like that, the last thing you want to be doing is doing like, just everybody know, just like, shut up! Okay? Shut up. Jesus Christ.
Cool. We've got 0 issues. He's always been super respectful.
No,
but at the same time, you and I are also very cool. We've also been very respectful together. This is on you guys to address publicly.
This is the part where I say he's just making a point. It's just an argument on a panel. It wasn't disrespectful. Yeah, it wasn't disrespectful. Was it exactly? If it's not disrespectful, it's a compliment. Which one is it, right? It's, you call a woman, she's 40% overweight than she needs to be, too heavy, quote unquote, too heavy, right? Pick one, and so people can respect you for what you are, right? If they're not attracted to you, they at least can leave you alone. If they're not attracted to you, right? But you can't take the heat, huh? The kitchen was too hot. No, he wanted to leave before a year, right?
Privately, whatever. This is on you guys. For the record, I had no clue that any of this was gonna happen. It's great for TV, but not exactly what I wanted to happen on my show. But such is life. Anyway, guys, sorry about that.
Man.
If you're offended or enjoyed it, and you're an S&M type of person, fucking play out player. But me and MLD are cool, just so we're clear on that. Nat, go ahead, finish some super chats.
All right, we're done with that. Again, this is how it is in real life, right? The lesson I wanted to extract from that is that stop trying to use masculine, feminine energy to shame anybody. I guess it's working because people don't really know what it means, you know. Everybody's busy trying, oh, you're feminine. They take it as an insult. What do you mean I'm feminine? Nothing, right? What do you mean I'm feminine, right? Why? Because I laugh too much? Why? Because I'm on the fence. I'm not holding my feet on a topic. I'm not picking a side. Is that feminine? Okay, knock yourself out. If that's what do you mean, right? Oh, you're too masculine. What do you mean I'm masculine? Right? Ask him, what do you mean? He probably would choke at that point in time. If you are able to maintain your cool, if you're a woman in our context, if you're not triggered by somebody calling you masculine, there's a good chance it's not landing. Could land. It's not landing, right? But if you overreact to that, maybe they are right. Okay? Remember, it's not a crime. Okay? Maybe they're right. There's something that's triggering, is connecting. You can relate somehow, some way, right? But it's not really the dictionary meanings of masculine or feminine, but something connected. Somehow you agree with their definition of masculine, right? Whatever it means, but that's not what masculine. But you're triggered, right? There's a connect. It connects, right? Maybe it's just the meaning. You took it in as an insult. They meant to insult you, but you took it in as an insult. You need to address why you took that as an insult, why you're able to relate at that level. But if you're not able to relate and it kind of throws you off, it's kind of weird. You could be like, what do you mean, right? Let them explain themselves a little bit, you know. All right. It's so funny that I was expecting him to walk off and he met my expectation. Realistic expectation. When a man is in that space and all he can do is insult women, there's a good chance he can't handle the heat in the kitchen when it comes down to it, okay? Or you might just block him at some point. You might kick him off yourself, you know. But let me say, Ekene says, debating with a woman can't earn you nothing. Go debate with your fellow men. Women will always result in insult, shame, and the need to be right. I agree, but not the women part. Anybody that's caught up in their feminine energy, if you argue with them, it could be a man. They operate the same way. Okay, because feminine energy is chaotic, it's beautiful chaos, right? It's supposed to be beautiful, right? But if it's in a man, in our social construct, it's misplaced. Could it work? It can't work, right? Usually, it can't work, you know? I'm not talking about alpha, beta. I'm talking about the feminine energy. If he has a need to be right, right? If he's obsessed with the need to be right, that's anti-seductive. It deserves every energy that comes to him because he attracted it, literally. Okay, so it's misplaced feminine energy, not particularly feminine energy, but misplaced feminine energy. Okay, we all have feminine, masculine energy. That's a fact. He collected with the rep hill. Have the obsession to be right. The obsession to be right. It's anti-seducers in general. Could be a man or a woman. They are obsessed with being right. Okay, if they're not right, they can't sleep. They can't sleep. You know. But yeah, let's do this, right? Let's get into, because we're about 1 hour 18 minutes in. We've covered 2 topics. We yet to get onto the main topics, right? So why don't we go ahead and get closer to the main topic? How about that, right?